Burkina Faso is stepping into a new era of development under the leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traoré. One of the country's most exciting moves is a fresh approach to building and maintaining roads, a method called the Dono technique. This smart, cost-saving technology, developed in Japan, is expected to make roads stronger and last longer. Launched in February 2025 by the Ministry of Infrastructure and Disenclavement in collaboration with the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA. The project goes far beyond patching up old roads. It's about transforming how Burkina Faso connects its cities, moves goods, and makes daily life easier for its people, especially in a landlocked country where good roads matter most. With the Dono method already being rolled out in Ouagadougou and Bobo-Dioulasso, the big question is, how will this change Burkina Faso's road system? Let's take a closer look. President Ibrahim Traore has enabled a strategic partnership between Burkina Faso and JICA, acknowledging the significance of contemporary infrastructure for the advancement of the country. An extensive training session on the Dono approach was held in Burkina Faso from March 17th to 21st, 2025, giving local engineers, road maintenance personnel, and officials the tools they need to improve the resilience and quality of their roads. Representatives from 5 districts of Bobo-Dioulasso and 12 districts of Ouagadougou attended the training, which was a major milestone in the improvement of the nation's road networks. Instead of depending on antiquated methods or costly foreign contractors, Traoré's administration is making sure that local experts have practical experience to build and maintain roads on their own. At the National School of Public Works in Ouagadougou, one of the program's major highlights occurred. Participants were given the opportunity to practice the Dono technique under the supervision of Japanese professionals during a hands-on demonstration session. There was more to this session than a lecture. Local engineers had the chance to observe how well this approach worked in practical settings. The demonstration highlighted the Dono approach's sustainability, efficiency, and simplicity, reaffirming Traoré's dedication to real-world, community-driven solutions as opposed to abstract regulations that never make it past the pages of a report. Traoré's overarching goal is reflected in this program, which uses foreign alliances as a tool for long-term self-reliance, rather than as a crutch. Burkina Faso is paving the way for other African countries by implementing cutting-edge road repair methods without becoming dependent. This project's effects go beyond only roadways. Stronger local economy, safer travel, and improved trade are all correlated with reliable infrastructure. It increases national productivity by enabling farmers to carry their goods more effectively, kids to get to school without difficulty, and businesses to run smoothly. Burkina Faso is demonstrating under Traoré that audacious leadership may result in real advancement. This project isn't your typical government endeavor. It's revolutionary. Instead of waiting for favors from the West, it heralds a new era in which African countries innovate, work together, and take charge of their own destiny. Traoré's project serves to reinforce a strong message. African leaders with the foresight and guts to take action will determine Africa's progress, not outside forces. Even though the Dono technique is only one component, it symbolizes a continent that is progressing on its own terms. The Dono technique, which translates to earth bag in Japanese, is a groundbreaking method of building and maintaining roads that reinforces them with locally obtained materials, including gravel, sand, and laterite, packed into sturdy bags. This strategy works especially well in remote and flood-prone areas, said Okitsu Keiichi, JICA's resident representative in Burkina Faso. It is a wonderful fit for President Ibrahim Traoré's goal of sustainable development because it is affordable, simple to deploy, and durable. This method minimizes the environmental impact while lowering construction costs by using materials that are easily accessible in Burkina Faso. Because of its simplicity, it may be extensively used without the need for large apparatus, making it available even in isolated locations with little resources. More significantly, it gives local workers priority, guaranteeing that communities actively participate in the upkeep of their own infrastructure. The Ministry of Infrastructure and Disenclavement of Burkina Faso is spearheading this project, which is a component of a larger national plan to improve road networks, especially in underserved and landlocked areas. The importance of this strategy was underlined by the ministry's Secretary General, Tewende Jean Wenceslas, who said that the Dono technique is a preferred option for widespread deployment since it blends contemporary efficacy with simplicity. In order to guarantee that both urban and semi-urban areas gain from enhanced transportation networks, the program is being implemented in 12 districts in Ouagadougou and 5 in Bobo Dioulasso. But the real effects are felt outside of these cities. The project is a vital step in connecting isolated communities with major cities, creating new avenues for trade, healthcare, and education. This project creates the groundwork for a more interconnected and economically dynamic Burkina Faso by removing the physical obstacles that have long prevented access to basic services. The Dono initiative is more than just a method of constructing roads. It is a potent instrument for local empowerment. Traoré's government is putting the onus of infrastructure development in the hands of the people by teaching district agents and community members this technique. Giving communities the skills to maintain their own roadways, as Tewende Jean Wenceslas noted, increases their independence and guarantees sustainability over the long run. Instead than depending on expensive government initiatives or foreign contractors, Burkina Faso is cultivating a self-sufficiency culture. Traoré's broader goal of grassroots-driven development, in which local people actively choose their own destiny, is well aligned with this decentralized strategy. Due to the fact that labor and supplies are supplied domestically, the advantages are not just logistical, but also economic, boosting local markets, helping small businesses, and creating jobs. The use of the Dono approach has significant ramifications for a landlocked country like Burkina Faso, where transportation is essential to trade and prosperity. Economic progress has long been hampered by poor road conditions, which make it hard for farmers to sell their produce, for students to get to school, and for medical supplies to get to people who need them. This effort breaks down obstacles that have kept people isolated and disadvantaged by enhancing infrastructure in rural and flood-prone areas. In addition, this approach has the unmistakable economic knock-on effect of lowering construction costs, freeing up government funds for other vital services, and boosting connectedness, which promotes trade and fortifies social bonds. Roads are only one aspect of Traoré's vision for Burkina Faso. Another is redefining progress according to African standards. More than merely a technical advancement, the Dono approach is a proclamation of independence, and that progress need not come at the expense of national sovereignty. Burkina Faso is demonstrating that sustainable progress may be achieved without relying on outside assistance by adopting indigenous solutions, utilizing local talent, and encouraging community involvement. A groundbreaking project with a foundation in sustainability and progressive infrastructure development is Traoré's Dono program. This approach greatly lowers carbon emissions and environmental damage by giving preference to non-mechanized methods and locally obtained resources, which is in complete harmony with international efforts to tackle climate change. The Dono technology is specifically made to endure Burkina Faso's tough climate, which includes strong rains, erosion, and the wear and tear that typically shortens the lifespan of traditional roads, according to the Japanese International Cooperation Agency. Because of their longevity, The roads constructed today will benefit communities for many generations to come, supporting Traoré's goal of long-term development without sacrificing the environment. As an example of how environmental responsibility and development may coexist, Burkina Faso is establishing itself as a pioneer in sustainable road building in Africa. Though the Dono strategy has a lot of potential, there are obstacles that Traoré's administration must overcome if it is to be implemented outside of Ouagadougou and Bobo Dioulasso. Widespread community involvement, more money, and comprehensive training programs will be necessary to scale the project throughout all 13 provinces. Its versatility will be put to the test when it comes to maintaining constant material quality while modifying the process to fit various terrains, from rocky highlands to sandy plains. The Ministry of Infrastructure intends to progressively extend the initiative to every region of the country, and Tewende Jean Wenceslas stressed that sustained investment and commitment are essential for keeping momentum. Notwithstanding these difficulties, JICA's experience and Traoré's proactive leadership provide a solid basis for overcoming barriers and realizing the Dono technique's full potential. This project is more than a simple infrastructural improvement. The claim that Africa is capable of innovation, adaptation, and leadership in sustainable development is audacious. As of April 2025, Burkina Faso has become a model for environmentally friendly, economical, and efficient road development, demonstrating that advancement need not come at the expense of the environment. Burkina Faso's dedication to connectedness, economic empowerment, and self-sufficiency is demonstrated by the Dono technique's quick spread, which was fueled by a combination of foreign assistance and indigenous creativity. This goes beyond simply constructing roads. It's about paving the way for a more powerful and self-sufficient future. Every time a road is constructed, another obstacle is taken down, a new opportunity is generated, and a community is brought closer to trade, healthcare, and education. Could infrastructure development in Africa be redefined by this creative approach? Will Burkina Faso's sustainable growth model be adopted by other countries? Tell us what you think about the impact of this revolutionary project and the future of infrastructure in Africa. Spread the word if this inspires you, and let's keep the discussion going. Let's celebrate Africa's ascent together, and stay tuned for future updates on the continent's growth.